Hey guys, it's Diana, Art by Diana Myers on Facebook, 7:30 or 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time every week. I'm early. Tonight we're painting rocks. Traditionally, I've been on here 5 years in the groups I have there 4 years. But every year I do rock painting. Usually right around this time of year we're out getting outside. And I really should probably be doing some watercolors. This is international, I think it's watercolor month. So we'll be doing watercolors, but this week we are doing rocks. And I'm gonna show you some old ones that I did, just to show you that you can use any shape that you find. I didn't do the back. I'm trying to reconnect, hold on. Make sure I get everything plugged in. Here's this thing that, I think this stuff like uses a lot of juice. So I got a full battery, but just in case, let's plug it all in. And let's plug in, is that plugged in? Let's make sure it's all plugged in. And that's plugged in, right? Okay. So anyways, you can use any kind of rock that you want. This is probably 3 years old. And I was into fairies, but I love them like in my pots. So maybe I'll put a little critter there or something with it. And here's one I did, odd shaped, use my imagination. I did little roses on it on a black background. So you can get pretty clever. Now, the big thing with keeping them or getting them clean is if they've been in the mud or, on the side of a river or something. That's really supposed to do that. But a lot of people have stuff like that in their yards. So if you do have rocks and you want to paint them, smooth as you can get them, but a few lumps and bumps looks like more hurt. Actually, I could have probably made that into a little ladybug or something. But tonight we're going to do smooth rocks that I actually went and bought on Amazon. It's still a little wet. And the big thing about washing them is only because they might have some kind of debris that will maybe sand or something to mix in with the paint. There's no special thing that you gotta do to coat them with it. We're gonna talk about that. Let me get you guys up here. I want to see if I can get you on. If there's any comments and if anybody jumps on, I'd like to see what everybody's talking about. Kind of be able to center my work. Okay, you're gonna cooperate? Are you gonna cooperate? Let's see. I have to wait till it says live. Well, it doesn't want to do it today. Come on. What am I doing wrong? Nothing really. So, if you're interested in painting rocks, I'll tell you the advantage of painting rocks. As I used to also do greeting cards and stuff at one point. And it's like you get to do a little painting every time. So you learn stuff from doing that kind of stuff. Why is it not coming up? Come on, live. There I am. All right. Takes its time. There I am. All right, I'd like to get this over so I can see if you guys make any comments. I'm a little early, so a few more people will probably. There I am. All right, I'd like to get this over so I can see if you guys make any comments. I'm a little early, so. All right, get that off. So let me put it back up. Come on. All right, so there I am. I think that's it. I think it's all I do. No, I gotta hit the comment section. There we go. I usually put a little comment in the section and boom, people show up. Nobody yet. All right, so basically you gotta get yourself some rocks. You gotta wash your rock. And if it's got a lot of lumps and bumps, there is things you can do. I've heard a lot of different things. One thing is you could use some gesso. It will fill in anything with a lot of pits, but preferably look for stones that don't have too much roughness. But you can fill them in. I've heard lots of other stuff you could, like plaster of Paris. There's a lot of things you could use. Of course, you gotta let it dry and smooth it out, sand it maybe, probably with like fine block. So that's something to think about. But I actually went out, like I said, and I bought some smooth rocks. So let's try to show you what we're doing tonight. Some fun stuff, a little different. Hey, cat. Let me turn this around. So basically, once you got your rocks and you got them washed, and you figure out how you're going to smooth them. Now, once you got it as smooth as you can get it, you could actually take a sander to this too, but you know, they're kind of rough to do that. So like I said, I leave the roughness on there and kind of work around it. Like I said, these are old ones. So I tend to bring mine in, but you can leave, so I've left some out and they held up pretty good. You got to use like I'll show you different sprays. So here's the ones I got off Amazon. I didn't want to pay for rocks, but it was a lot easier in the situation that I'm in. So I just got a house, well, mobile home built, and it's up on the foundation how they build them, and they're little rocks. They're not big enough. So, anyways, they're all different sizes, like 25 of them. So I went and I did this one, and I put some little crystals on there. Now, there's people that might not want to do this or worried the birds will get in it, but you know, the birds get in everything, so it's up to you what you want to do. You can keep those inside if you're worried about it. I did a little Hello Kitty. Someone gave me a sticker from an ATC. And then I did this one, which seems to be a favorite. I might just do one stone, but these are smaller than the ones at the Dollar Tree I had ordered, but one big one of the regular size would work too. So, okay, so now you got your rocks, you got them cleaned, and you figured out how you're going to get them smooth, or you got one that's kind of smooth. Or if you got one that's an odd shape, you got to use your imagination what you could do to it. Like you could probably put Hello Kitty right here and black it out or something. But kind of use your imagination. You get a bunch of rocks, kind of, maybe you want to do a face. I've seen people do rabbits and all kinds of stuff. So it's like I said, each one is a little painting, a little piece of art, so you can do all kinds of stuff. You need to do some kind of base coat. Depending on how patient I am, you need to base coat these. If you're going to do something dark, like I did the pink and the black, you're going to need to, because it's so dark. The pink was kind of see-through, so you need to do some white. Generally, as a rule, I either do them all white or all pink, let them dry, and then do my art over the top of it. And I will use a pencil or a piece of chalk to maybe put my design on. All right. So now, if you know, these are usually called friendship rocks. And I don't know where it started or how, but there's these different groups. I was in one, and what they do is they just leave them at parks and stuff. People just pick them up, and sometimes they'll have, like in the back, that they might put, you know, their hashtag or website. Some have websites, or even their Facebook page. So that's something to think about. But people just leave them wherever. My granddaughter was doing it down in Brooklyn. So, anyways, I am going to start this one first, and I am going to do like the white and the pink. Now, if you're worried about, you gotta really have some kind of strategic method here, and you want to put in some lines, you can use a piece of chalk. This one's a little different shape, so let's. I really love pink, so I'm thinking about, you know, where I'm going to put these. Let's do this way. There's a few lumps and bumps in here. That's okay. It's a rock, guys. It's a rock. Maybe a little bit more. Where I gotta be. Just a regular old pencil. Regular beat up old pencil. And then we'll talk about what I glued and how I did it. So I'm gonna base this coat part as white, so my pink looks better. I'm gonna dry a little bit with a dryer, but really it would be. And what happens is, there's really this is your base coat. You ain't gotta buy nothing special. This is your base coat. This is gonna smooth it out, cover out any funny looking colors. Like this one has like spots and stuff on it, which is really kind of cool. But I'm gonna let this dry like this. A good 5 minutes or so. But I'm gonna hit it with a blow dryer after I do the other ones here. Now the same thing with my little Hello Kitty. I'm gonna do the whole thing in white first. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do for that. Whole thing in white. Kind of thin, just so you can not see through it anymore. It doesn't gotta be like really thick. I got a flat brush, angle flat, any kind of flat. You're doing gripping swaths here, so you can use a good sized brush, save yourself some time. If you do a lot of little lines with a little brush, then you get a lot of little lines. If you do that and realize it, you can just go over top of it with a big brush and smooth all those big lines out. Now this one I'm gonna do a little different for the little baby turtles. I'm gonna put this away. And I'm going to get some pink, or no, some black. Let me get another one here. I got another flat brush, flathead, square flat. And I'm going to do this part in black. This is going to be the face of the pink. Now I've seen the one similar to this. This is where I got the idea from. And I was kind of doing the beads anyways. I'm doing another project for my membership. It's a mermaid and she's got jewels all over her. I got one done. I'm working on another one. So I had to have all these. And when I seen that a while ago, I said, you know, I think there's some pink ones. So get as even as you can. You gotta be perfect, guys. Alright, so there's the top of that. That dry. Now I'm gonna take this flat square brush again, and we're gonna do the beginning of our little sea turtles. Now, let me find a stone for this. What do we got? Let's see, I had a little. Where are you? What's junk? Alright, see, like this ones I got at the Dollar Tree. See, they're bigger. You can see them. And they're bluer. I couldn't find the light blue ones, but they're pretty. And these ones I ordered off Amazon for different reasons, but their blue ones are a lot smaller, so I could fit 2 on there. But you could probably do a big one and a small one, so we're gonna, that might be too much. I think we're gonna stick with a small one. Yeah. Let's see. And you could even do a clear one because there's gonna be blue paint on here. And you'll be able to see it through there. So either or. Now this one, there's some green ones too. That was cool. I didn't know these were going to come in so small, but on the other hand, they're kind of cool. So let's do 2 blue ones on this one. All right. Now on that, I'm just going to hot glue it after I get the background on. Let's go like that. So I'm going to set up the flat brush. Yeah, we'll do the flat brush first, a little flat brush. And we're going to put on this blue. And the blue is called Bahama Blue. I use mostly Deco Art and Apple Barrel, but mostly Deco Art. So this blue is a really pretty ocean blue. And I'm going to do the top of this without the white. And the blue first. About almost half. And then I'm going to do this yellow ochre, kind of a sandy or peanut butter color, I guess. And I'm going to put that in the bottom, leave the center out. Now this is a dirty brush, so some of that blue will be down in here, but that's actually a good thing. Now we're going to be doing some different ones on Saturday, so I'll put the link up here. I got a bunch of ideas. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. Hey, Kat. So I'm going to put the link up here for our group on Saturday at 4 o'clock every week. Yeah, that's a free group. So it should be up there. Hey, Joe Ellen. So make sure you come on over and check us out. We got all kinds of stuff going on. Giving out some awards from our ATC and our challenge. Every month I put a challenge out. I put July's out. Alright, so we got the blue, the ochre, and then I'm going to take, look that a little bit, I'm going to take the white, and on the side of this, I'm going to kind of make this kind of thick right in here. See what I'm doing? While this is still wet, I'm letting these colors mix too. I'm kind of blending these colors all together. Back and forth, back and forth. So a little blue, a little white. It's kind of like, this is kind of the beach, guys. A little more white in here. It's kind of the beach. So those colors are going to mix because the water is coming up over top of the beach. So there's going to be a little brown, a little blue in there, right? Then up here on the side of the brush, they call the chiseled edge. That's this edge. It's kind of squared off. you're gonna come in here and just do a few little extra waves here, however you want. Maybe, no, we'll leave that like it is. You could spray on a little pink there and hit some sprays, but maybe let's try that. See if I can get some more extra water. I don't know if my water is clean, and my water is pretty dirty, guys. No judging. I've been busy. All right, so you could sprinkle on a few little sprinkles if you want to. Oh, I'm gonna put the picture on in our group later, guys. I took a picture of. I ordered my new rose bush. I told you guys in the fall. Oh my God, you gotta see it. You guys see it. It's freaking beautiful. It's just a baby yet. Well, I didn't want to sprinkle. I'll have to show it to you, but it's kind of like a rolled up rose. It starts up. You know, roses have different. They call like presentations. It's kind of like a rose. It's like a rolled up rose you would buy in the store. There you go, little sprinkles, and then it just like splays open, the prettiest pink, like that pink. Oh my God, so beautiful. And it's just a baby. I can't wait to see when it's matured. All right, so now we're gonna let that dry. Let that dry. I got my hot glue gun on. Make sure you got your hot glue gun on. And then if you're gonna do any kind of like, now I'm gonna put these on with hot glue, but if you're gonna do these little things like this, these little tiny ones, they're a pain. I have tweezers for that came in the kit with these. But let me tell you something, even that's hard. What I found is you can also use white glue or you know, I can't think of any of the other stuff. Anything that's gonna dry clear that's like a glue. I can't think of the name of it right now. It's like I lost my mind over here. Mod Podge. And you're gonna use this. You're gonna use a brush. I'm gonna show you how to do it so that you can pick those up and put them on there without a lot of fuss. Because let me tell you, with the tweezers, you need the patience of Job. Okay, you can't. It's impossible. All right, so we're letting that dry for these, and we're gonna go back. You know something? I'll put pink on this first. Let me grab that pink. I'm just about out of this pink. I'm gonna see if I can get enough left to do this one, and I'll make the yeah, I'll make the other one different pink. Ooh, I think my hot thing got on here. Different pink for the ladybug. Well, I think I got just a squish more of this pink, just enough. This is such a pretty color. It's called Cotton Candy. I might have some more over there. I just loaded a whole bunch of stuff. You guys ever need to organize all your paints? I got one of those shoe organizers on the back of the door here, and I got all my paints on it. Gotta clean it out once in a while, but it's full. So this Cotton Candy pink, that's this one here. I'm putting that whole thing on. We're gonna let it dry. Try to get like your sides as even as you can. You notice I don't do the back. You can if you want to take the time. Most of the time I'll write like, you know, my name and the date. If you're in some kind of club, like I said, they do hashtags and email and all kinds of other stuff. All right, so this one's basically all set up. That one's set up. Now we gotta get this one going. I'm not gonna have enough of that pink. So I got this one here. It's a creamy one. It's called Baby Blush. A little lighter pink. It's really pretty. But if I don't like it, I might add a little darker pink to it. Let me see. It's really almost white. It's so pink. Or it's so whitish. Back to that flat brush. So you can pretty much do anything you want. As long as you know the basics of setting this up. Yeah, I feel like it's got to be pinker. So I have this Curacao pink. It's like a fuchsia. I already have it on here. I'm going to add a little bit to that pink and kind of pink it up a little bit more. The other one I feel like it's a little too pink. I don't want it quite that pink. Actually, it's pretty close to that one, so that should work. Yeah, there you go. I like that better. Not so light, not too dark. See how like it really kind of fills it in good? It fills it in good. I just go right up to the edge like this. And then I finished some of this with a Posca pen, a black one and a pink one. I did a little heart and the bow with the pink. And I put like a little diamond in her hair and in her hand and in the bow and stuff, so. But use what you got. You could do buttons. You get pretty buttons. You could just not do any of that. For the beach, you could do real sand. You could glue on real sand. You got some sand. If you got any kind of like, I got seashells. I didn't think of that. Shoot, I forgot. I got seashells over here. Maybe we'll throw a few of those on too. On my beach scene. Nice and pink. Let this dry just a second. And we're gonna get our blow dryer out because that'll help a lot. Yeah, I got this little thing of seashells. They were in a pack, but I pulled the pack out and they were like Evel Knieveled all over this room. I had to vacuum them up and I lost a few, I think, but this one's a pretty one. Some pretty ones. So there they went in that. Those little soap containers, if you use the liquid soap, are great for like art stuff for storage. Yes, that's for my little thing. All right, so I'm gonna take my blow dryer out. I'm just gonna blow dry a little bit. Oh. So anybody that's new, come on and say hi. Let us know you're here and you're watching. See Jane Run, see Spot Jump. So if you're new to rock painting, I would love to know. Anybody that's never been on here before. If you're rewatching this later, hashtag rewatch. I'd like to know what people like. Does everybody like rock painting? I think quite a people do. In fact, I went and I looked, and there's a few groups too. If you guys are interested. I went and took a look to see what they were doing. I think we got people trading with that too. Just try a little bit. I know this is loud, so I'm going to just give it a minute. That rose is so beautiful. This morning I ran out of here. I had stuff to do, and I noticed it. I was like, oh, I didn't have time. So I just took a picture. I'll post it in a group when we get done. Oh, pretty. Not great where it is yet. I still got a lot of plans. I'm working on it. I got like 27 projects out front. Pretty though. Pretty. So really this needs more time to dry, but because of this, I'm just gonna get it semi-dry. So if you guys get a chance, anybody that's new who hasn't subscribed yet, go over and subscribe. I was just watching a class on how to build more people on YouTube. Basically, the stuff that I'm already doing, I can transfer over there. I mean, not just like the reels and stuff too. So, do you love it, Joe? Thank you, Kat. Well, it is kind of a family thing because you can pick up rocks anywhere. And you can get a few paints for cheap and a couple brushes, and you got yourself a nice little afternoon with your kids, or grandchildren, you know. So if you get a chance, go on over and subscribe, and I will be doing some things on there. I'm trying to figure out what day would be a good day to do a live over there. Do I want to do it every week? I might have to, but I could transfer my reels over what they call shorts. So just to kind of build up that page a little bit. So it's a long story. We'll have to talk about that in the group on Saturday about why I'm thinking I'm going to do that. All right, so now you're going to need a small, now you could let this dry and just use a Posca pen like a black one. Hey, maybe we'll do that. Oh, it's not dry enough. Crap. Not dry enough. We're going to do paint. Don't use your Posca pens on anything that's wet. Posca pens, or any kind of acrylic marker will dry right out and you've ruined your pen. So if by chance you forget and you notice you get some there, dip it right back in your water and wipe it off. If you happen to have, which you should always have, a little bit of alcohol on your work area, that'll get it out too. Okay, now where is the one I'm looking for? Okay, this one. It's kind of a thin brush. Paint will go on paint, but this paint will go right on there. But the Posca pen is a big no-no when it's wet. All right, so I'm going to right down the middle. think this paint dried out a little bit, so I'm gonna add a little water to it. Sometimes when you're doing small lines, you're using paint with a brush. If you add a little water to it, if it's been sitting a while, this has been in my wet palette overnight, but I think that paint's getting kind of old. It's been sitting in the jar a long time. So I'm gonna go right down the middle, make a line, pretty simple stuff. Get a lot of water in it. Oops. Not too thick. Roll your brush, you get a nice point. There you go. Now we need, she has like these really cute little antennae, so I'm gonna put them in there and make a little curl. Fix this paint up a little bit here. Oh, no. I'm gonna fix this line up a little bit. Now, you gotta make sure this is kind of dry. I gotta let this dry well, because when I went to put those pink little things on, they weren't dry. They kind of got into the jewels, but I worked it out. But so, before you put any jewels on, you want to make sure this is kind of really dry. So, if you are going to do that, you can get a lot of this stuff at the Dollar Tree. I've seen all kinds of stuff. So, it's just that time-wise, and I was doing a large project, I needed more than just a few. It was cheaper to buy. I think that whole thing was like $6.99, where I probably would have needed, quite a few. In fact, when I found those pebbles, they were the last blue ones left in the store. Isn't that odd? But they're popular, so people do a lot of crafts with them, especially in the summertime. All right, so now I'm going to start putting some little dots on. Now you can just make big circles like this. I think that'd be perfect. Some people are really good at this. They do really great work. So depending on how patient you are, I paint very fast, so my patience is not good. And, take your time and put lots of layers on and get it really smooth. You can make these look amazing. But what really touches it up, it really makes it amazing, is when you finish it with something. You can do a matte or shiny finish. I use either this Krylon. I use this on everything, including my oil paintings, as their acrylic coating. But you could also use Mini Wax, makes a polyurethane spray. You can use that for outside stuff too. And you could use your Mod Podge, and they have a double one. I don't know if that's for, I've never used it. I've heard people use it. I don't know if it's for outside though. But I'm thinking if you're going to leave them outside and not bring them in at all, like if you're not going to bring them in the shed or anything. I bring some of my pots in, so a lot of them end up in my pots, especially like my ones with a little door, You should probably, if you're not going to bring them, you're going to need to use something on them. And I recommend that Mini Wax polyurethane, or some kind of poly, and then either that or the Krylon. That for like oil painting is mostly used to keep it from yellowing. It's like a preservative type thing. Now you can also take the back of your brush, you dip it into your paint, and you can put on some little dots. Oops, I'm going to cooperate. This paint is very thick. I think I'm not going to be able to do it. It's too thick. Let me get some fresh paint out. Hold on. So I'm getting to the bottom of this bucket. When you get to the bottom, sometimes it'll dry out. Get some fresh paint. That might help. Let me see. Yeah, that's better. So you can get quite clever with this, where you want your dots. You can make it nice and even, right down the middle, however you want to do it. More paint in there. It's gonna dry pretty good because we're gonna be putting some jewels on there. Now I want to put a face on this, but I'm gonna wait a few minutes for this to dry again. Just like a nice little even line all the way around here. Yeah, I love these. I love doing these little projects. Now these will go out in my yard. That's why I wanted pink ones. Alright, so now we gotta do our little girl here. Now what I'm gonna do is, she's pretty dry. Use chalk or pencil. I'm using pencil. And I'm gonna kind of just get the essence of our cute little Hello Kitty. Somebody gave this to me. It might have been Tammy. I get stickers with our ATC. You guys know what ATC is? Artist Trading Cards. It's a little group we got inside the group. Kind of a secret group. We should name our group, girls. ATC. It's in the chat section, in the featured, in when you go on any group, there's a featured area, and there's a chat area. So you go in the chats, and you can talk to the other girls, and we do trading cards in there. But we should name it. What do you guys think? You guys think of anything? Think about it. We'll talk about it Saturday. Another thing to talk about. Then I'm going to make a little body. Now it's not going to be perfect because I'm going to do it with the paint too. And I finished this after I painted these colors. I finished this with my Posca pens, but like I said, you got to let it dry. So we're going to do this part white. Get myself a small, I'm going to get a different color, a different brush because that one's just full of black. I get more brushes over here. See what I got. Here's one, little tiny one. A little tiny flat. Have a little tiny flat. That'll work. Give me some. Wet this. You gotta wet your brush first. Always wet it first. Always dab. Let's see if this one will work pretty good. No, this might be too big too. Hold on. Well, this one will work. You need smaller brushes. For the background, you can do bigger brushes, but when you're doing like this is not right either. I'm gonna find one yet, guys, that I want. I got like a canvas in front of this, so over in this corner, I can't see everything. Well, I could use. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that might be. I got one. This one would be better. Okay. All right. Just gonna fill this part in with white. So yeah, we'll talk about that. I think we should name it. I really do. What? I don't know, but yeah, we trade cards, and some people do it a lot, some people do it not so much. Just go in there and say, hey, I want to trade cards, and it stays right in the group. Give me your address. Good stuff. Let me dry that a second. Let this dry. Then we're going to go and finish up our little beach scene with the baby turtles. With the baby turtles. Not too thick, so I'm going to use a pen on this. So I want to keep that in the thin side. Too much paint. Alright, so now I'm going to add some blue, just that regular blue that we used on the beach scene, on this. Okay, we're going to let that dry. And now, we're going to get our hot glue gun out. Well, first we want to figure out where we want to put these guys. There's a flat side too. That side didn't do it right, but there's a flat side. If there's a pointiness to it, you want that at the top. I don't want these perfect. There you go. I'm gonna give it a good hot glue. Now, I was thinking about this. I don't know. I have never done these where I put them outside. So you might want to take and add some E6000 to this. to make sure they stay on the rocks, because I've had stuff come apart with just the glue. But if you add the E6000, which you can find at the dollar store or Michael's, anywhere really, that'll make extra adhesion, you know. All right. So now you can take a paintbrush or a Posca pen. You're going to make a little head, a little pointed head, and you're going to make like wings. You're going to curve them like that. Oops, there's a piece of, oh, that's glue hair. I call that glue hair. It's got caught in there. And you're going to make another little like fin. Let's see, I can see the, alright, and then you're going to make two little back paddlers, little fins. See, that one got screwed up, it's okay. Put a little head on this one. Same thing, some fins. And then some little feet. And you got yourself a couple baby turtles. Isn't that cute? So adorable. Cute. Yeah, still got those glue hairs. Isn't that cute? That one got messed up because the glue hairs got in there. So let me kind of take a small brush here and I can fix her up a little bit. Still wet. I'm just going to move it around a little bit. There you go. Stupid glue hairs. Be careful then. We gotta get them off first. I'm going to take some yellow. Kind of fix up where it messed up. Add a little more ways if you want with the white. Alright, I think that's good. That's one done. Alright. Now, we're going to leave Hello Kitty and we're going to do her. What we want to do to her is first we want to get on her eyes. And I also got, oh, I didn't do these little seashells. Maybe just one seashell. That seems like it's too much. One might be good. I'm going to glue on just one seashell on this. You can see this right here. Crap. Everything's sticking to everything. It's a problem when you're using glue. Just oh, hot. Oh, Mary, Mother, and Joseph. Oh, that hurt. Oh, that hurt. Booger. Oh, I did really good. I didn't cuss too much. I didn't cuss. Oh, there. Oh, I need some ice. I used to have, like I told you, those little pink things. I don't glue too many things, but I used to have one of those little pink thimble things. And those actually worked, but I lost them all. I give up. Alright. Phew, that feels better. Oh my goodness. Alright, so now I got a little shell on there. Cute, huh? Alright, so now let's do, who's on here? Let's do some eyes. Now you could do a Posca pen, you could do white paint. The white paint was a little bit of a challenge. This is really small. Let me see if I got a Posca pen that's not, I think my small one has had it. So, make sure this is dry. And I'm going to actually do a white circle first. Like that. And then you want to do a couple eyelashes. Like, oops, like that. Alright. Then I did a black. Let it dry a second. Make like a blow dryer. And then put some black in there. I put some white in there too, but I think that's fine. These Posca pens are wonderful for this, by the way. I have other colors, but I'm not going to hunt them down. I think I need some more black in here. Little. There you go. Maybe one more. Alright, so let that dry a second, and we're going to put our. We're going to talk about putting these on. These to the side. These are really itsy bitsy, but I've seen smaller, but this is probably as small as you want to go. But they're pretty small. So my little trick for that is, these are a little off center, that's alright, is to, what pens did I use? I used an old brush. Which one did I use? Which one did I use? I used this one. It's a round brush, but it's like kind of sticky. And I went into my gloss medium, or acrylic medium, or Mod Podge, or white glue over too, and I made a little pile of it on my palette. And you're going to use your finger. Let me move some of this out of the way. And your patience. You're going to need both. And this needs to be dried a little bit more. Let me dry a little bit more. And then we'll do Hello Kitty. Mostly you want it to be dry, right where you're going to put all them. Boy, that hurt. I'm going to have a bubble on my finger. Nice hot dryer will do it. You're going to stick your brush right into the glue, or medium, whatever you got. I want to leave this open, so I'm going to kind of stick something in there so it don't keep closing on me. These away. And I'm just going to pick up what I want by the back. These are flat-sided beads, guys. Now, if you're curious about these beads, you want these beads, go to the group, join the group. I put the link up, and in the top featured area there is an Amazon list of everything I use. Mostly I do acrylic painting, all kinds of painting, palette knifing, all kinds of stuff, and you will see that the list is in there, and there's a list of other things I use. Now you ain't gonna buy all this stuff, you don't buy in bulk. A lot of this stuff comes in bulk because I don't buy anything that's only a couple of things. Depends. See how much easier that is to try and do that with a stupid, I mean, if you're good with one of those, fine, but I'm not. So I'm just going to do all different ones. So much easier, right? And you can do colors, change up the colors. I like these little hot pink ones too. It just wasn't. I tried the tweezers. The tweezers came, beautiful pair of tweezers over here somewhere, came with it, but I thought, isn't that nice? Well, that didn't work. Oh, I cut more here. See, they're still like wet enough that they'll come off and you can rearrange them. And because this dries clear, if you get too much glue on one side, like when you do a Mod Podge or anything, even white glue turns clear, it won't really matter because it's not going to show up, guys. Okay? That one just does not want to go on. Let's put more glue on it. See if that helps. There it goes. See, I mushed that black up a little bit. I touch up with some pink. Let's try one of these pearl ones too. just grabbed the back one with the glue, just the back. And then kind of smush a little glue on here. Yeah, you could put a little glue on it too, like this, as long as you get to it right away. And you can come over and grab them with the sticky brush. And it's just, I can't do it with my fingers. I can't. All right, so now you could, I was just thinking that maybe I'll make her eyeballs with one of these too. Isn't this like fun? They come out so pretty. Yeah, it's a little bit of work with the beads, I know, but you don't have to. You can just leave it black and white and pink. Ooh, I like that. See, happy accidents are the best. So that won't be too good, but I came over here. I kind of like that, don't you? I like to set little black eyeballs. Maybe put one on the other one. Ooh, it's kind of cool. Yeah, I think so. I think it needs a few more down here too. Let me just kind of just put a few sparkles down here too. There you go. I just love pink, guys. I just have an obsession with pink. And it's funny because, you know, I don't really have any favorite color. I told a couple of my gay cousins a while ago, they wanted to know what my favorite color was. That's when I found out they were gay. They went nuts when I said rainbow. Because it's a kind of look with me. I don't know about you, but I have colors I seem to use all the time. A lot of blue. I run out of blue and yellow all the time. But it's just a phase of my life. Every phase is different. There you go. So you got yourself a cute little thing here. Now I could touch this up a little pink or whatever where I messed up right here. Let's this out. You can kind of touch this up a little bit. That's all. Alright, so that one's done. Now let's work on Hello Kitty. Isn't she cute? Now, with her, same thing. I did the black Posca pen. Where is it? I gotta look at it. Here she is right here. And I just outlined this. My middle daughter has always been a paper freak. She always liked books, and she always had diaries and just anything. She loved all like office supplies kind of stuff. So when they came out with this, and mind you, she's 40 something. She's up there. They made a big comeback with this stuff. This is like a shoe here, little arm and her hand. She was thrilled, didn't know they came back out with it, but I mean, I was in love with stuff myself. I remember they had a Happy Meal a few years ago with Hello Kitty in it. So I just think it's adorable. So I'm just like drawing in all the pieces. Isn't gotta be exactly the same. Then I took the pink. Now, is this dry enough? I'm gonna just use a little bit of pink paint first and on the bow, and then I'll finish it with the Posca. I'm just going to make like 2 little triangles right up against each other. Pretty good size. I need them bigger than that. And she was like thrilled. But I remember one year I got her all this Hello Kitty stuff for Christmas. My older daughter, it was strawberry shortcake. And then later it was unicorns. So all this stuff was kind of come back around. You know, it's so funny, right? Goes around, comes around. It's all like 70s stuff, 70s mostly. Alright. Then I did a little heart down here. I gotta fix the face up a little bit. Did a little heart. Same thing, tiny brush. Like I said, you can draw a lot of this on with a pencil. makes it a little bit easier. But when you're drawing something this small, it's really hard not to get it too thick. You know, so I think a lot of them, I was looking at them, a lot of them are using Posca pens. So they are, whoops, I got a lot of water in that piece. Just getting the water off. I didn't dab it enough. Didn't dab it enough. It's kind of big. Our eyes are kind of big, aren't they? I'll take that back, okay? Let's make them a little bigger. Oh, she needs a nose too, huh? Make the eyes a little bigger. Alright, and there is no mouth. There's a nose. And that's too far down, so we're going to cover that up a little bit. And let's do that little bit of ochre. I'll make the nose right up here. Yeah, that looks better, right? Yeah. And then put a little bit of pink in her hand. Like that. And pick at her sleeve. Okay. Yeah, she has a black nose, but that's okay. This one's a little different. That's the way it is with art, right? Good way to practice using small brushes too, guys. But this is when I was doing I didn't know the cards are, well, you know, I think part of it was too, not only were they hand-on, but if you remember, Hallmark was getting stupid. The prices were getting just stupid. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know, $15 for a card because it played music. People like, I'm not doing that. So then they all end up in the dollar store, right? Get some really pretty cards still, Hallmark, a lot of them. Alright, so now we're going to put some diamonds on this too. I got diamonds all over the place, or pearls, whatever. Let that dry a second. I'm thinking maybe I also had some Van Gogh ones I did, but they were on bigger rocks. And I think I got a couple out there that are big enough to do it. So I don't know if I'm going to do the Van Gogh one or if I'm going to do this fairy door. They'll look great in the garden. Put it right in your pot. Oh man, it's like a little fairy garden. You put a little fairy in there, you know, and you can put a little trail of some little stones, a little trail to the house. I've done that. Have fun with it. Alright, so I took in, where's my little gluey thing? There's my gluey one. And I'm gonna add, can you guys see this? I hope you can see this. I'm drifting again, ain't I? Alright, and I'm gonna add the glue to this. And I'm gonna pick up whatever stone I want. Let's do one of these little hot pink ones here. And I'll put it right on the heart. Oh, that one's not gonna stick. This one will stick. Right on the heart. And I'll do one for her hair. I need a tiny one for her hair. They come in different sizes here. We put the glue on there first. They're so small. Just a little jobber. Like that. Then one in her hand. I'm going to glue that section right there. And then I'll do like that in her hand. If I can get just one, I got 7 over here. Is that? No, that's glue. Did that. Oh, she needs another one. That was too little. Do a bigger one. No, we'll leave it there. Well, that's kind of, we'll leave it. No, I don't like that. want a bigger one. No, I can't make up my mind. Oh, yeah, that looks alright. Okay. Anyways, guys, we just did a bunch of them. Took us about an hour, about 45 minutes. Hey, Barb. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Jeanette. Hey, Barb. A bunch is on here. So if you get a chance, anybody that's new, we do all kinds of stuff with our acrylic painting. Whatever you name it, from cards to chicken soup. We do it all. Make sure, let me get the link, that you go to the link. I'm going to take it off, hide, and then put it back on. Go on over Saturday. I'll be on there at 4:30. And we'll be doing more rocks. Like I said, I think we're going to do a fairy house. And I don't know, maybe I'll paint some roses or something too. I'll show you how to do some roses. These actually, what we're doing today, would also be good on our little trading cards too. So, and that'll be it for Saturday. And then I think we might do some more rocks, but Christian was International Watercolor Day, so I thought maybe we'd do a few watercolors for the cards maybe. And then this big one too. I'll take a picture and I'll post it on the site so you can see over in the group. So that's pretty much it for today, guys. Remember, Saturday I'm picking the winners for the challenges and for the ATC. And what else? We're going to talk about what I'm doing over on YouTube and a bunch of stuff. It's the beginning of the month, so, you know, lots of new stuff. I'm hoping you guys have a great 4th. Don't burn your fingers. I got damaged. I guess I got burned 4th of July. I think it's a firework, right? Maybe. All right, so you guys have a great night, and I will see you guys Saturday. And thanks for coming, and I hope inspiration finds you wherever you go. And guys, make art. Make lots and lots of art. I'll see you later. Thanks for coming. Bye.